Okay, students, in today's class, we are going to study the human skeletal system. Okay, let's study in detail. So, all the bones in our body form a framework to give shape and support to our body. This framework is called the skeleton. Okay, this is a skeletal system. So, what are the functions of skeletal system? The skeleton protects our internal organs from injury, and it also helps in movement of body. And finally, in human beings, in the system is made up of 206 bones and a few cartilages. Okay, this is the whole human skeletal system. Let's study in detail. How do we know that this is the shape of a human skeleton? How do we know the shapes of the different bones in our body? There are two ways. The one way is just by touching or just by feeling it. And the second way to understand the bone is to take the X-ray images. Okay, these are the two method we ourselves can feel it, or by taking the X-ray also you can identify the bones. Okay, the internal X-ray. And the skull is made up of 22 bones joined together. The skull is made up of 22 bones are joined together. It enclosed and protects a very important part of our body, brain. Okay, look at here. The brain is protected by the most strongest part called skull. Okay, should be protected with the skull. Okay, the brain should be protected with the skull. And the second function, it is also protects our eyes, ears, nose, and skull gives shape to our head. And all bones of skull are immovable except lower jaw. That you have already studied. Except lower jaw, rest any of the part is not move because which is joined with the fixed joint that you have learned in the previous class. Okay, the skull protects our brain. Okay, the next system, it is rib cage system. There are 12 pairs of ribs. Look at here, you can see the 12 pairs of rib cage. Rib join the chest bone and the backbone. Okay, the front part is joined with the that you can see the chest bone, and the back portion is joined with the backbone. You can see this is the backbone. This is the backbone, and together form a cage. This is the cage that both are together called a cage. So this box is called a rib cage. Okay, this is the rib cage. You can see here, and the chest bone is also called sternum, and the backbone is also called vertebral column. And the rib cage is connected as well as sternum and vertebral column. And some important internal parts of our body is protected from this cage, like heart and lungs are protected by rib cage. The rib cage is act as a cage for the protection of heart and lungs. Look at here, this is the vertebral column. Okay, and this is the chest bone. Okay, you can see here the chest bone and the backbone mainly which are connected to the rib cage. The front portion is connected to the chest bone and the back portion is connected to the vertebral column. Look at here. Yes, this is the rib cage. Okay, and the heart and lungs are protected. Now let's move on to the backbone or spine or vertebral column in detail. Okay, look at here, this is the backbone. Look at here, this is the backbone. Okay, this is the backbone and it runs from neck to hips. Backbone runs from neck to hip. Okay, look at here, this is the vertebral column. It starts from neck to hip and it made of 33 small bones called vertebrae, which is placed vertically upon each other. Okay, look at here, this is placed vertically upon each other. You can see the pair of bones. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so which I am showing here. This is the bones which are placed one after another. Okay, the major function, the protection of the spinal cord. Okay, it helps to prevent spinal cord from spinal injuries. This is spinal cord. Can you see the spinal cord? So it acts as a cover for the spinal cord. Okay, spinal cord is starting from the brain. Okay, it is very important part. And the shoulder bone, rib cages and hip bones are all joined to backbones. Spinal columns provides a main support to our body. It allows us to stand upright and bend and twist. If any injury happens in our spinal cord, so you cannot stand up, you cannot stand straight. Okay, You can see here. This is the ribs and the hip bones, okay, which are connected to the vertebral column is connected to the ribs, the collarbone, and the hip bones. Okay, that you can see here. And the next bone, it is shoulder bone. Human body has two shoulders, left and right side of neck. The shoulder bone is formed by collarbone and a shoulder blade. That collarbone is also called clavicle, and the shoulder blade is called scapula. Okay, in this picture you can see this is the clavicle and this is the spatula. Okay, this is the scapula and that upper part is the clavicle. Okay, the collarbone is a curved bone. You can see the curved bone, and the shoulder blade, the upper arm bone is joined to shoulder blade by ball and socket joint. Look at here, this is your upper arm. The upper arm is joined to the shoulder blade. Okay, now let's move on to the pelvic bone. Bowl shaped structure at the lower end of spine to which our legs are attached. Look at here, our legs are attached. This is the ball and shaped structure of pelvic bone. Pelvic bone encloses the portion of our body below the stomach. This is the part we sit on. Okay, and it connects to the spine and to the leg bones at the hip joints. Okay, it connects to the spine and to the leg bones at the hip joints. You can see here. Look at here. It is connected to the spine and to the leg. It protects the bladder and both large and small intestine and male and female reproductive organs. This is the actual function of pelvic bone. It protects our internal organs like bladder and both large and small intestine, male and female reproductive organs and all. Okay, and this is the function of pelvic bone. You can see here, these two are the pelvic bone. Can you see this one and this one? These two are the pelvic bone. Now let's study about cartilage. You have already learned about cartilage. It is a smooth tissue. Just touch your ear lobe and just touch your upper part of the ear. What is the difference? The upper part of the ear is not that much soft as the ear lobe, but it is not that much hard. Why it is like this? Because the part of the skeletal that are not hard as the bones and which can be bent. Okay, this portion can be bent as much as possible. And look at here, your nose, the joints between vertebrae of backbones, these areas. Okay, why this can be bent? Because here the cartilage is present. Okay, the cartilage is not hard as the bones and which can be bent. You can see the cartilage is present in between the bones. Okay, in between the vertebrae of backbones it is present. In the nose, ear, okay, here also you can see the cartilage. That is why you can bend it. Okay, this is not that much hard as the bone and which can be bent. Okay, the best example you can see in this figure. Here everywhere you can see cartilage is present. Okay, so the upper part of the ear has a cartilage. Okay, and now let's study about muscles. So muscles are the soft tissues. So without muscle, it cannot move our body, and it has an ability to contract. Okay, look at here in this figure you can see the muscles which are connected to the bones. The muscles which are connected to the bones, it is called tendon. Okay, look at here, the muscle is connected to the bones through tendon. Okay, this is the muscle. This is the muscle and which is connected through a thread like tendon. Okay, and all movement in this body is controlled by muscle. Our bones move by the contraction and extension of our skeletal muscles. Look at here, let's study in detail. Two muscles work together to move a bone. Two muscles are required to move a single bone. Okay, so you can see here, if you just wanted to fold your hand like this, okay, this muscle, it gets contracted. Okay, when you are folding in a one direction, you can see the first muscle is contracted and the second muscle is relaxed. Okay, the second muscle is relaxed. So again, when you just go when you go back to the original position, the second muscle will be contracted and the first muscle will be relaxed. Okay, so when you are moving your hand in one direction, the first muscle gets contracted. So when you just lose it on the previous position, that time the second muscle gets contracted. So the continuous contraction and relaxation. The one muscle should be contracted and the second muscle should be relaxed. So then only the movement is possible. Then only you can move to the hands in both the direction. Okay. Two muscles are required. Two muscles are required for the movement of a single bond here. Okay. A muscle can only pull. It cannot push. A muscle can only, look at here. In this case, the first bond, look at here, this contracts. At that time, the second muscle relaxed. So when you look at this, when you move back, you can see the second muscle contract and the first muscle relaxes. Okay, this is the movement of muscles in a bond.